Daniel, we the players want your help, but you continue to misunderstand what rewards are and how they work. And this is important as they underpin the basic workings of any poker environment. Let us look at what happens if rewards are redistributed from winning players to losing players. It is a fallacy to believe this helps the environment. There is one major benefactor in the short term from such a change: Pokerstars. Here we have representatives of net depositors, net winners and Pokerstars. And this is what happens to the flow of deposits in the current system. The precise division of funds is arbitrary for this example, although in reality, PokerStars' share is probably much larger. Now, if we redistribute a portion of rewards from the net winners back to the net depositors, notice the effect it has on the final destination of where the deposits end up. Although some net depositors will likely lose their money at a slightly slower, yet mainly insignificant rate, and notice how stars will no doubt quote this fact at a later date in an attempt to show a positive effect from the changes, it is clear to see who the only big winners will be, at least in the short term. But now, Daniel, let us talk about what these rewards are and what they are not. Perhaps surprisingly to you, the one thing they are not are actually rewards. That tag is a misnomer that serves well to deceive. Time and time again you make incorrect analogies, such as with free sandwiches at a live game. In your latest podcast, you gave this example, albeit with off-the-cuff amounts. If PokerStars is receiving $240 million in annual deposits from new players and is paying out $250 million in player rewards to high-volume players, then that money has to come from somewhere. Wow, what are you talking about? Why are you even mentioning annual deposits in this dialogue? It is simply a red herring. If you want to portray the amount that is paid out in player rewards as a high number, then you have to mention the far larger amount that has been paid by those players in rake, because that is precisely where the player rewards or rebate comes from. On their own, rake is irrelevant and rewards, aka rakeback, is irrelevant. The only variable that matters is the net rake paid, which is rake less rakeback, and you must surely know this of course. So why do you deceive by playing ignorant of what rewards are? In a ridiculous hypothetical yet equivalent model where rake was increased by an amount of $1 billion over a specific period, yet rakeback was also increased by $1 billion over that time, you wouldn't respond to the extra outlay of rewards with, "How can we afford $1 billion? That money has to come from somewhere." So why are you doing it now? Be very careful what you wish for, PokerStars. I mentioned that you are the only party to benefit in the short term. I wasn't implying that players would benefit in the long term. They won't. I was warning that in the long term, everyone loses.